Well, good afternoon, everyone. We'll give everybody a moment to kind of catch on. I know everybody's waiting patiently. We're out here at Las Vegas Federal Courthouse. There is a courtroom full of people yet up there. I just stepped out for just a few minutes. We are still waiting on this verdict. We feel like the jurors have a verdict, and I'll kind of go over our message here, but we do not have one yet. So as people gather on here, we'll try to give you a quick update of what's going on in there. Okay. But there is not a verdict just yet. All of us went into the courtroom. Again, like I said, it's packed out in there. The jurors sent a message back, not a note, and this was not a question, but rather a statement. We did not get this statement read to us. The jurors made a statement to the judge, and the judge has kept that sealed from the rest of the audience and the public and the people observing. But there is a statement, and she says the note is very, very, very vague, is what the judge says. We can read all kinds of things from this note. She said they could be deadlocked, they may not be deadlocked. She said, I'm not saying either way because I don't know. I want to call these jurors back in, she says, talk to them just a moment, and send them back into deliberation. The jurors were called in. The jurors were prepared to give a verdict. They had the verdict envelope. The foreman of the juror was carrying this verdict envelope, ready to give this verdict of whatever they have. But the judge did not ask for that verdict envelope. Instead, just talked to them just momentarily, told them to go back, and she wanted them to deliberate a little bit longer. She wanted them to see if they could come up with anything else. And the jurors looked shocked. 2 or 3 of the jurors you could tell they were not understanding what the judge wanted. They left the room, and just within a few moments, the marshal that escorts them in and out came back in and walked over to the clerk of the court, whispered something to him. The clerk then whispered to the judge, and the judge kind of laughed out loud, and she says, they want to know if they can have 15 minutes. She said, I think they can have all the time in the world if they want it. That's what she said out loud in the court. And then she says, but it appears that they are going to be deadlocked, so I'm prepared to read them the Allen charge. And then she told the attorneys to go over the list of the Allen charges and get prepared for this, because when the jurors come back in a few moments, she's planning on reading them the Allen charge. The way we looked at it here, and the way the messages appear into what we're observing and hearing, they are deadlocked what we're hearing. We don't know this for a fact, but that's what we're understanding. The government was very solemn. The prosecutors were very solemn. All the FBI's, no smiling from that side at all. You can obviously tell that they do not like what's going on. The defendant's side, all smiles from the defendants. They are very excited about what's going on, whether it's, even if it becomes a deadlock, they are excited because these jurors, obviously, it was a stacked juror again down here. Jurors called out other jurors, and they decided to keep these 2 jurors anyway instead of removing them and replacing them. And again, what we're seeing down here is the government is not getting what they're wanting, and they're very upset about it. And this judge is refusing to accept this verdict form from the jurors. So I stepped out of the courtroom just a few minutes just to give you guys an update, because I know everybody is waiting. The judge made a statement up there also about possibly making the jurors stay till after 5 o'clock tonight to deliberate as long as they can, and giving them this Allen charge. So I don't know the outcome of what's going to happen. I know that the jurors are going to be coming back in just a few moments. The judge still has no intentions on accepting this verdict from the jurors yet. She's planning on giving them this Allen charge and telling them to continue deliberating. So that's pretty much all we have for right now. I noticed that there was 3 or 4 jurors that was looking at the defendants pretty hard. They were paying attention to the faces of those jurors. They were watching them closely, and I could see some of them look fairly happy on what they had decided. and that it wasn't, it does not look bad at all to me. That's the appearance of what I'm seeing here. Things are looking good. We ask everyone to continue praying for us down here as we wait on this verdict. We may get one yet tonight, and we may not. We do not know. But we are still praying and hoping. The courtroom, like I said again, is totally packed out on both sides. We have media on one whole side filled up. We also have 2 BLM officers sitting in the courtroom waiting on the verdict. All of them look solemn and do not look very happy. Do you have a courtroom full of marshals and security officers?
That was just a SWAT helicopter that was flying around.
So again, like last time, we've seen the same thing again.
Here he comes.
We've got a SWAT helicopter that's flying above, but so we've got heavy security down here again, but all of us are safe, and we expect a good outcome. And again, there's no verdict yet. You have something?
We've got a lot of people asking, what's an Allen charge? What's the Allen charge?
An Allen charge, and I don't want to get this wrong. I remember it kind of from last time, but the judge gives the jurors instructions to go back and consider everything again, redo everything, and I'm not for sure exactly. I'm sorry, I should have that answer because I remember going through this last time, but she's going to give them that and order them pretty much to go back and deliberate again to try to figure out. Last trial in this same group of guys, we had that Allen charge given, and the jurors, if we remember right, had not guilty on the verdict form. And I've got that verdict form right here in front of me. I'll try to get this so maybe you guys can see it. I don't know if Jamie there can get that. We have this verdict form. Last time, it was not guilty marked on all the conspiracy charges. Not guilty was marked down. And then it was initialed and changed afterwards. The judge gave them the Allen charge, and they changed the verdicts last time. And that's what happened last time with the Allen charge. So I guess it gives the jurors a chance to go over and reconsider what they've decided to see if they can get any more verdicts or charges or what they're coming up with when they become a hung jury. That's what it appears that we have here, a deadlocked jury. It does not appear at this time that there are any charges at all. That's what it's appearing to us in the courtroom. And by the faces of the prosecutors, it's pretty obvious that they are not happy on what's going on down here. I appreciate everybody's time here. We will try to have you another update as quick as possible. I'm going to go back up in the courtroom, keep observing. We've got, like I said, the whole courtroom is packed out. We have Andrea Parker up there. She stayed up there. She's waiting anxiously. And I got to say something about her. She was watching me earlier as we was going in the courtroom, and she come up to me and asked me if I was okay because she noticed how nervous I was. So I thought that was very kind of her. She's more worried about me than herself, and I'm worried about her. It's her husband that's facing possible charges in this case that he's not even guilty of. And again, the government tried to prove a case that they could not prove. And when you have jurors that are conflicting of interest the way it's going on right now and fighting in these courtrooms, we can see that clearly again. Even with a one-sided trial, when we did not even have a fair trial, jurors are still fighting. The government has technically lost again with what they've done here. I appreciate everybody again. Keep praying for us. We'll have you an update, I'm sure, very, very soon, one way or the other, whether we're going to continue deliberating through tonight or tomorrow, or we may have a verdict yet. Again, thank you and God bless. Keep praying for us.